Let's go!
Super Mario Star Road is a Super Mario 64 ROM hack developed by Skelux and is a fan sequel to Mario 64. Starting development in 2009 and then being finished in 2011, this is arguably one of the most popular Mario 64 ROM hacks out there. While it has its flaws, I can definitely see why it's so popular. From its really good level design to its awesome hub world, this is a hack that any Mario 64 fan should try out. Anyway, let's get on with the video. The game starts out with Yoshi telling you that Bowser has invaded a place called the Star Road and set up a base there. Star Road has a bunch of portals that lead to different parts of the Mushroom Kingdom, so Bowser can now send troops anywhere he wants. Mario has to get to the top of the Star Leap Tower and head directly to Star Road in order to stop Bowser. Just like in the original Mario 64, you have to collect power stars so you can open the different doors in the hub world and eventually get to Bowser. Before we start talking about any of the levels, I need to give props to the hub world. I actually think this is one of the elements that trumps the original. The hub is a lot more interesting aesthetically and design-wise. A touch that I really like is that the castle grounds are actually part of the hub and the level entryways. So it's until you get your first key, you actually get to hear music play in the hub, which is in this room with the chandelier. Stepping in there and hearing the observatory music from Mario Galaxy was really cool. That was an awesome moment. Might as well mention this game uses MIDIs of other game songs for its soundtrack, and most of them sound okay. Some of the songs sound kinda off, and Mario 64 didn't have the most versatile sound font out there, so unfortunately a few of the tracks might get butchered, but most of them sound fine. An issue I found is that a lot of these tracks tend to be really loud. Not so loud that you can't hear anything else, but still distractingly loud. In terms of level design, Star Road is actually really good. I found myself enjoying a large chunk of these levels, with only a few that I didn't like, those being the ones where you could die via insta-death. Anyways, let's go over every main stage that this game has in store for us. Bob-omb Islands is a pretty alright starting world. You get to have a rematch with the Bob-omb King here, and the fight isn't much different from the original, other than it goes a bit quicker, I guess. I guess that's nice. One of the stars in this level is actually impossible to get until you get a certain cap later in the game. So yeah, this game has some backtracking, but I didn't really mind it all that much. While I'm on topic, the different caps in the original do return here, but you acquire them in a completely different order. Skyland Resort is the first level with insta-death, that being falling to your death. Fortunately, while the stage can be pretty challenging, it's not all that cheap. Just like Bob-omb Islands, you get to have a rematch with one of the original bosses, that being the Womp King. This time you can actually fall through these holes and die. Overall, Skyland Resort is pretty good, not really much to say here. Piranha Plant Pond is awesome and easily one of my favorite levels. Not just because it has a forest maze music from Mario RPG, but because of its really quite solid level design. It's very open, but not too big that it takes forever to traverse. Other than one annoying to get star with a super tight jump, the stars here are all fun to get. I might as well mention it now, but this game clearly expects you to know a lot of Mario 64's mechanics when it comes to movement, like side jumping, triple jumping, and especially wall jumping. Anyways, let's move on. Chuckya Harbor is one of the bigger levels, but it's pretty fun. All the stars here are really fun to get, and quite honestly, the 100 coin mission here is actually really fun. That's the third time I said fun. Maybe because there's really no way to instantly die, but I don't know, I had a great time here. In general, I feel that most of the time the 100 coin missions are pretty solid. Probably because the levels had tons of coins compared to the original, so getting them all isn't that annoying. Gloomy Garden is another level with insta-kill, but it's not that bad. While I did die a lot, I enjoyed the theme of the level a lot, and the overall stage. Maybe not as much as the original Big Boo's Haunt, but it's alright. Colorful Coral Caverns is one of my favorites. It's an underwater level that's actually really fun. The level spans multiple different underwater caves that all have different layouts, and the missions here are really fun. I quite enjoyed the 100 coin star here, which I didn't expect. The only disappointing thing is that the overworld part only has like 1 star. Would have been sweet if it maybe had 2. Also, this lighthouse can't be climbed. Wait, what? Yeah, Star Road has some glitches that can be kinda annoying, but they didn't happen to me that much, so it's okay, I guess. Sometimes you might fall through a level, or have this happen to you. Koopa Canyon is awesome. I have a soft spot for desert levels, but this one is honestly way better than Shifting Sandland. Oh, and it has Koopa the Quick, so it's automatically better. Large Leaf Forest is really weird. It's mainly this huge tree that bothers me. Getting from branch to branch takes a ton of precision with triple jumping, and it's not that fun to scale. Mad Musical Mess is just that, a mess. This level introduces a completely new enemy. These godforsaken beasts! They not only hurt you, but knock you back so you fall and die. Also, because they're two-dimensional sprites, you can't really tell where they are, so good freaking luck getting rid of them. I got so many game overs here, it was unreal. Not only that, the 100 coin mission here is god-awful because of that knockback issue I mentioned. This is quite possibly the worst stage in the game, and I have no clue how Skelux thought this was okay. Seriously, please don't have anything like this in the sequel. Melting Snow Peaks is pretty fun. Has some pretty catchy music, and I love the level design here. It's really open, and if you know your long jumps really well, this level becomes quite fun to navigate. 100 Coin Star was also really fun to get here too. So, no complaints here. Colossal Candy Clutter was one of those stages I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much as I actually did. Having some pretty tight platforming and none of those goddamn bees, I think this is a really solid level. I like the part where you get to rematch that penguin from Cool Cool Mountain in the original. It's a really hard race, but I had a blast with it. Cloud Rail Station is... While it has the same issues as Mad Musical Mess with the bees, the stars are a lot more varied and more fun to get. Except for the 100 coin mission. It sucks. Seriously, I hate it. Fatal Flame Falls is awesome. While it is one of the hardest levels in the game, every death actually felt like my own fault. Bob-omb Battle Factory is also really awesome. Easily one of the most fun levels in the game. While it is pretty challenging, I had so much fun getting these stars that it ultimately didn't even matter. Starlight Runway is the final main level in the game, and it is easily the biggest stage in the game. I had a lot of fun with this one as well. 100 coin mission was fun. All the main stars were fun to get. Also, it has Mario Galaxy music. I just can't complain. So overall, I think the stages here are mostly pretty solid. Other than Cloud Rail Station, Mad Musical Mess, and Large Leaf Forest, I enjoyed every level here. That's pretty impressive. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the end part of the game. So if you don't want the final area or final boss battle or any of the secrets spoiled for you, go to this part of the video. Once you get enough stars, you can use this cannon on the top of Starleap Tower and finally reach Star Road, which is one of my favorite areas in the game from a visual standpoint. If you have enough stars, you can enter this room with a portal that will take you straight to Bowser's hideout, and it's pretty challenging. But if you made it this far, I seriously doubt that you won't be able to clear it after a few tries. Okay, it's finally time to face Bowser, and he's actually really easy. I managed to beat him on my first try. It was way easier than the final fight of the first game, seriously. Once you beat Bowser, you return back down to the castle grounds in this awesome scene where you get to meet the princess who gives you your final power star. Well, if you 100% of the game. With 120 stars, you can head to this small little island outside this pond, look up and get transported to the Hidden Palace Final, which is a short secret level with the hardest platforming challenge in the game. Not gonna lie, I had to use save states for this part. Seriously, one slip up and you gotta restart. Once you're done and you've made it all the way to the final star, you find Yoshi who tells you that he has placed multiple star replicas throughout the secret levels in the game, which is essentially padding out the game for just a bit longer. Okay, so these ones can be pretty tough to get if you don't use save states or don't know the locations. So good freaking luck to you if you manage to find them without having to use a guide like I did. Sorry. Anyways, let's get on with the verdict. Is Super Mario Star Road actually good? Yes. If you're like me and love Mario 64, this is a must play. The level design is great, the hub world is fantastic, and the amount of effort put into it is just incredible. If you have any interest in Mario ROM hacks and you still haven't experienced Star Road, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Go out and play it. I'll include a link in the description where you can go and download it for yourself so you can experience it.